What's going on, everyone? Going live for the first time on my channel, mainly to test some audio output stuff, but see how everyone's doing tonight. Just finished up the Rolling Thunder podcast. What's up, Bobby B? What's going on? See if anyone comes in tonight. If you got any questions, feel free to ask anything about your stereo, anything about me, Kicker, you name it. Only Bobby, of course, only Bobby, but we're just starting out. Got 2 people on the stream so far. Awesome. Let me know if you guys like the music in the background. I tried working it for the Rolling Thunder, but for some reason it didn't work so well. So we're going to see how this works. How tall am I? 5'8 3/4. We can say 5'9. Go with that. Awesome. Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday. Oh yeah, I got my new camera hooked up. Kayla's idea. It's a Sony ZV-1. This thing is awesome, man. The focusing and all that kind of fun stuff with the microphone that I got here, the Elgato. It's a pretty cool setup. Give it a little time for the people to come in. Of course. I wish I had some footage to roll. Let's see here. What's your 9-to-5 job? I actually work at 4 Sheets gas stations. We clean the ceiling tiles. And we travel anywhere from Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, sometimes Maryland. We've been down to South Carolina and other states, but mainly around the tri-state area. Sony does make a good camera. Damn sure. Sony's, you know what I mean? You're going to get what you pay for with Sony. You're going to get some good stuff. I mean, look at the PlayStation. Heck yeah, dude. Let's see here. How do I do all this other fancy stuff? Oh yeah, I got the little banner going. Let's see. Can we put like little... Oh yeah, let's see. This... Nope. Oh, I can do this. How's this work? Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. Can I put me in there too? Huh? Nope. Okay, so you have to do that separately. That's cool though. Alright, cool. Not too personal questions, right? So Andy, why Kicker? Well, man, Kicker, why Kicker? That's a good question. Kicker kind of just rolled into my lap, and I had an opportunity to run it before the Solo X, and I had a Kicker L712 given to me from my buddy John Ickes. I paid $200 for it, came with the sealed box, and it worked. But those were the days when you thought you'd take your terminal cup out and it was ported. So didn't sound all that great, and I had about 400 watts of RMS power going to it, so it wasn't really that loud. And long story short, I actually had it in my system. I had it paired with 2 Alpine Type R10s, also in a sealed box. I had Dynamat. Floor was a MDF floor, my Cobalt. Not an SQ system, but it sounded really good. And long story short with that, threw that into my Eclipse and saw Nate Brink had a Solo X. And I was like, dude, you have that on a 600 watt Sony amp? I gotta try that on my Kenwood 2000 watt. You know, I just had more power in general, but not that much more, but better than what he had. Plus I wanted to try it. And so we swapped systems as a trade. We were friends. And I had it for about a month, and then next thing you know, a friend of his called me, hey, did you sell Nate your Kicker? I was like, no, we just traded. And he was like, oh, well, so-and-so has it in their pickup truck. And I'm like, what? So I called Nate, and he was like, oh, yeah, I couldn't sell that Solo X, so you can keep it, and I'm selling all your stuff. So it's salty, but you know what? I think I got the better deal. And he still sees me around. I'm like, hey, what's up, buddy? You know. Let's see. What do you like better, sealed, ported, or bandpass? I forgot to put these up. Man, bandpass has its, you know what I mean? If you have enough power and you have a wall, bandpass for demos. For a non-walled vehicle, sealed or ported, it depends what you're looking for and how much power you have. If you want to run sealed and you want to be kind of loud, you want some power to that. Otherwise, go with a ported, but then you got to watch for the ported prefabs. They kind of are sloppy and they're real peaky too. But same thing goes with the prefabs sealed. What was your what was your first system? My first system, the very first, was a Target purchased amplifier, a Jensen 300 watt 2-channel, and a Walmart Lightning Audio 10, aka Rockford Fosgate, but Lightning Audio. It worked. Had it in a sealed prefab you put together box, and it worked. We had some 6x9s on the side, in their own separate boxes in the trunk, and you know what? I felt pretty cool for being 16. What's this? Kickers don't roll, they make an awkward roll. Yeah, they don't make good wheels either. I'll say that. Let's see. Tri-system or quad? You have to let me know what about that, like 3-way or 4-way? Is that what you mean by that? What size amp do I need to play two 10-inch 350 watt speakers? Well, I'm guessing you're saying subwoofers, and it would depend on impedance. That's the main thing that you really want to look at when matching a pair of speakers or a speaker, is matching it with the right amplifier for the impedance that you want to get. You don't want to think about too much of box rise and all that, but you want to wire it at the stable impedance so you get the most out of your amplifier. So if you got two 10-inch 350 watt speakers, I'm gonna take a guess and say they're single 4 ohm coils, and you can probably wire those down to 2 ohms, so any 2 ohm stable amplifier would do well. You could grab the Walmart Kicker DX125.2, but that might be pushing it because that's a 2-channel. They have the Power Acoustic 2500 watt 600 RMS amp for $100. That's not bad, but anything more, you're really looking at a Kenwood or an Alpine 500 MRP would do well. It depends your budget. Yeah, hit that like button. Yeah. Thanks, 25, bro. Oh, 3 or 4 subs, I mean that. 3 or 4 subs. Well, I mean, that's kind of vague. It depends what size subs and what kind of system you have. I mean, in a perfect world, you kind of want to have matching drivers in the vehicle, where unless you have like 3 in a row, that would be okay. But you don't want to have 2 here and 1 there. Sometimes that messes with things, but that's getting too technical. I think it just comes down to whatever you have and whatever fits and the power that you have applied to it. Thanks for the questions, guys. This is pretty cool. I actually got 5 people on here too. Let's see. I do like this background music. Let me know if you guys like it. It's cool. Okay, let's see. Dylan Anderson. Those 500 watt Alpine amps are one of my favorite budget amps. Yeah, they are, the MRP 500s. I had this for a long time. I had one and I wound up selling it, but I ran it for a long time. Back in, 2010, 12, something like that. And it was a nice amp. And then I wound up selling it for like 40 or 50 bucks, but I wound up getting another one for free and another one for 30 bucks. And those will be on my videos coming up shortly here. I have other amps I want to get to. I'm going to try to do a Kicker CX 1800.1, but that testing is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be in my room because I do not have the power for that. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on SoundCube? Good brand. I don't really hear too much of them anymore like I did when I first started to really get into car audio like I do now in 2016. I did see them in the lane. My buddies had them, HDC3s and stuff like that. A good driver, not overly dampened. You can get bigger ones and smaller ones. I would compare it to a, not a Savard, but kind of like more American made, American based kind of driver, like a, I mean, it depends what line, just like any driver. But yeah, they're good. They're a good quality brand. You know what I mean? Like the ratings are there. If it says it's 750 RMS or 1500 watts, it's going to take it. What does McGill mean? I don't know. That's my last name. But I think it was originally McGill, because that's what I get a lot of times, people are like spelling my name wrong. It's like, no, it's McGill. There's a difference. That and or, are you related to the McGill towing? It's either one or the other. So, yeah, keep the comments coming, guys. Awesome. Or even the Kicker 600.1. I like those, had them on 2 10-inch bass lines. That's the Alpine, right? And it sounded great for a high school setup. Damn straight. I think the bass lines are what, 250 RMS or something like that. They might have been the step down from the Alpine Type Bs, or they came out after that. I remember those. And the kicker 600.1, I think that was the CX. I don't think they make that anymore. I would like to get my hands on to test one. I want to test more newer equipment, people that can buy the amp still, so that they can see my video like how I do with Derek and Rob and all the other guys that amp test stuff, and then go and buy it. But I do happen to have a good source of getting amplifiers to test that are older amplifiers. And I have a few to do. 250, yeah, but they took 300 easy. Obviously, yeah, heck yeah, dude. I think 2-inch coil or something like that. I mean, it really comes down to the coil size of how much the driver's going to handle on power. So, awesome, awesome. Other factors as well. But yeah. Can you guys hear the music? No one said they liked the music. I just want to know, because I tested it myself, and I just want to make sure that you guys can hear the music. So for the Rolling Thunder we do next week, we'll be good to go. Man, these settings with this music and this Elgato mic, it's a pain in my butt, but it works. I hear it on my side. I don't know if you guys hear it. What are your top 3 brands? Well, you already know the first. Kicker, obviously. But a hard second, I mean, if you're not looking for just SPL and, you know what I mean, what everyone else is buying, I like Alpine. Alpine and... what's the third place? Third place, that's tough. I want to say Infinity. I like Infinity, but that's more of an SQ kind of thing. Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. So the music, awesome, awesome, awesome. But yeah, number 3, that's tough. I want to say Infinity. I like Kenwood, man. I grew up on Kenwoods, man. They're good subwoofers. They're good amplifiers. You could throw them into a lake. They'll keep running. I'm going to go with Kenwood just because it's a mainstream brand, but you know what I mean? And then if you want to go away from the stuff that I have a connection to, Sundown's nice. You get what you pay for. It's a little better than Scar. I threw it out there, you know what I mean? But then same thing goes with Scar. You get what you pay for. You get, you know, a little bit more for your money at the price point. So, and then there's other brands out there, man. You can't even compare. I want to get my hands on some Power Hogs. I'm waiting for my buddy John to buy some Hog 1s so I can build a box and see what those things will do. That'll be fun. Let's see. Did Rockford Fosgate only distribute Lightning Audio? I believe so. Bought the company that made them, or did Rockford Fosgate just turn it to Prime? I appreciate any details. See, that's something I could probably ask Scott. I know that, from what I know, is that it was just a sub-brand where they owned Lightning Audio, but they didn't really let it known. And they just let it kind of run as its own brand. Kind of like Soundstream and Power Acoustic and stuff like that. But I think they're all kind of just the same, really, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd have to ask Scott or someone else on that one. Let's see. Music works here, but not for Rolling Thunder. True. Yeah, this was just something that I found on YouTube, stripped it, threw it on my computer so I can throw it on the stream and get it going. But yeah, it's hard finding uncopyrighted music for sure, especially for that long. Hey, you're welcome, man. Appreciate it. If you have any other questions, let me know. Let's see. Thanks, Mike. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Sunday. We have to get on your system for sure, man. Oh, yeah. Bobby B. Why Kicker for me? They are family owned, not corporate owned. Absolutely. Can't find them on the stock market. You can call and they answer and have a question. They will transfer to someone with an answer. So glad they do this weekly Unmasked show. That weekly Unmasked show is awesome. It's something that everybody has something to look forward to. And, you know, it's just cool because it's not an infomercial, but it's kind of like based off one. And it's just all about car audio, all about Kicker, and not even just Kicker, just audio in general. And they're out there to help people and to teach people. And it's just cool, you know, and they're pushing their product along the way, but they do it in a way that is awesome for anybody to watch. Dylan, do you think the Fosgate T1500 BDCP is worth the price? Oh yeah, dude, BDCPs, that was the fully regulated amplifiers at the time. Yeah, dude. I think those did, what, 1500 watts at 1 ohm and 2 ohm or something like that, kind of like the JL Slash. So if the impedance goes up, it just pulls more current, something like that. Yeah, I mean, back then, though, you didn't have teraamps. You didn't have sundown as much as you do now. I didn't hear about sundown, at least then. I think they started around then when that was out, but they weren't known. And power was hard to get, and that was around the most amount of power you're going to get back then. That's pretty high tier stuff. And the quality. Rockford, JL, Kicker, if you have a problem, you can send it to them, but 9 chances out of 10, you're probably not going to have a problem unless it's your fault. Here. Rockford Fosgate or Kicker? Oh, come on, man. How long have you been running Kicker? Consistently with the Solo X since 2012 in April. We did a little swap with the Solo X, but I had the Kicker L712 for almost 2 years. So we'll say 2009, 2010, I've been running Kicker in general. But when I got the Solo X, man, I didn't switch up a system. I had this system in a terrible prefab ported box with a Kenwood 2000 watt amplifier, doing a 140 at the headrest at 54 hertz. But you know what? I ran that for years, 4 or 5 years, until I met some people that, hey, you can get a lot more out of that sub. You need a new box and you need more power. 25. Box that rocks versus the two-way 12s and tweeter Kicker made in a loaded enclosure. Box that rocks versus the two-way 12s and tweeter Kicker made. Oh, you talking about the original Kicker with the 6-inch drivers and the passive in the middle and with the horns on top or speakers on top for the full range? Is that what you mean by that? Let me know. How did you meet Kip? I met him in person at Slamology 2018. And how was it? Okay, I was by the Kicker Cube checking it out, and he was like standing on top of it. Here he was above me by the Kicker Cube looking at the amps or the JY batteries or something like that. And I went up to him and I'm like, "Are you Kip or Dave?" No joke. I didn't really know who he was, and I watched the Kip and Dave show, and I didn't know who he was. So then whenever I started to do the presentation with Bill and my Solo X, because that was the first time they met me, they were like, so Kip comes up and Bill's like, "Oh, did you meet Andy?" He's like, "Oh yeah, only on online, but I just met him and this and that." Or he said something about Kip, and then he was like, "Is this Kip or Dave?" And he was like, "Yes." So it's just kind of been a thing since then. It's funny. But yeah, man, I gave him a demo and I gave Steve Irby a demo. Man, that was awesome. And that was pretty much the day that started to roll the snow down the hill with everything that we are today. Let's see. Bobby B. I wish I had all my old Kicker gear. Went through a nasty, 2 years ago, and she threw all my stuff away. You know what, man? I've been there. I've had family members from my previous relations, and they would punch my speakers. I lost 2, what were they, audio bonds? They were the ones with the thick surrounds, not the Immortals, but a step below. And 2 Kenwoods, just boom, done, man. I was upset, but hey, it is what it is, man. And I understand, but listen, man, one step at a time, you'll get it back. It's just equipment, and it piles up eventually. I'm not choosing Rockford Fosgate. I had a pair of P215s I got off a buddy of mine, and I just wound up selling them for him. I was going to buy them for a good price, but I was like, what am I going to do with them? I need a box and all this other stuff. And it's weird repping another brand other than Kicker. It's definitely strange. It's like, is that Kicker? No, it's Alpine. Rockford. Is your whole car Kicker aside from the head unit? Absolutely. I just finally got a mids and high amp for it. It's a 400.4 KX, and I had the Alpine MRP F450 in there. It actually does a little bit more power, but I wanted everything to match. Absolutely. I want to get a Kicker head unit, Marine, just cuz. You know what I mean? Why not? All right, the Kicker loaded enclosure that had 12s and 2 tweeters, they are in the yes. Trying to think of the 12s. Because I know the original one was the full range ass kicker. That's what they called it. And that had 2 6.5-inch speakers that were like the mid-range, and then it had the 10 or 12-inch passive in the middle, and then it had the tweeters, aka or horns, on top. I'm not too sure about the 12s though, and the loaded enclosure with tweeters and stuff. I'll have to look that up. Yo, 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 yo. Hi, Vega's in the house. What's up, buddy? Heck yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Hi-Fi needs to ask some questions here. What's going on? Let's see. Boxers or briefs? Briefs. Used to be boxers for days. And she burned my Volkswagen Square back to the... Oh, no. Bobby B, man. You need some speakers, man. I'm going to have to talk to Kip. Be like, hey, Bobby B needs some... He needs some subwoofers. Just for making up time, you know? Jenny is a mean Bobby. God. Do I own a warhorse? No. Will I ever? Maybe one day as a museum piece. I don't know how the heck I would fit that in my car, man. That thing is 36 inches or something like that. It's literally like 3 feet by almost 2 feet. The thing is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Rank them from best to worst. Pioneer, Kicker, Kenwood. Best to worst. I mean, that's kind of hard because, I mean, they all kind of have their place. Pioneer has been around for a very long time. Kenwood is... I don't know. Kenwood and JVC, they kind of... And JBL, they kind of... But they make good products. I'll give them that. Kicker, man. That's unfair. Give me another brand. Give me another brand. I mean, Kicker makes quality stuff, and until I really met them in person and seen what they do with all the Kicker on mass stuff, it really goes to show that they, behind closed doors, man, they really had a solid company in the making, and now it's just people are knowing about it. Do you have a surround system or mainly stick to Cardi? Surround system. I have a basic Vizio with the 5.1 surround sound. I got it. I traded it. Listen to this. I traded it for a Sundown SAV2 that I bought for like $60. And I was going to sell it, or I was going to trade it to a buddy of mine, and he didn't want to do the trade. And I was like, well, I'll sell the sub and then give you the money. So I pretty much just sold the sub real fast and gave him the money for the Vizio 5.1 surround. It was an okay sub, not that efficient. I tried it for Street 1, the Autobahn, and the Kicker comp did better for the power and the class. So I was like, yeah, there's no point to have it. But yeah, a surround sound, I would really like to have something like a 5.1 or 7.1, anything more, and that's too much. I would like to have something, though, where you can have like wires instead of drilling through your wall and stuff. Right now I got like the wireless setup, so kids, all that kind of fun stuff, they're yanking and stuff. You can't have nothing too fancy. Will you buy the Kicker Solo X and Solo X amp, 2 subs or 1? Whew. I feel like I might be giving too much info away, you know what I mean? Like family, too much away. I am a 1 sub guy. It's a lot easier, less things going on. If it breaks, it breaks. Other than, 1 sub going, I used to run a couple subs and trying to fit them in all different ways and stuff. But if I do go bigger, it will be more than 2 subs. That is a hint. Alpine is good. Very good. And he just got me a Fox box and the new Comp R10. Nice. For my Dodge Ram, all I need is some Kicker amps. Gonna run a Pioneer GM D9705 5-channel. Ooh, that'll be nice. That'll be perfect, man. And then run the 4 channels for your mids and highs. What do you got for your mids and highs and your doors and your Ram? All right, how about Alpine, Pioneer, and Kenwood? Okay, that's a good one. Okay, Alpine for the subwoofers and amplifiers, but Pioneer used to be a wrecking force back in the day, with their huge, tall speakers, subwoofers and stuff, man. It was, I think not the Pioneer Premier, but the Champion or something like that. Not a big guru on it, but yeah, they had some pretty crazy stuff. Kenwood is just more for overall, not budget, but entry-level to mid-level stuff. They make good stuff. So I'm going to have to say Alpine, just in order, Alpine, Pioneer, Kenwood. What's the most disappointing car audio purchase ever? Disappointing, man. I usually always get pretty good deals. Disappointing car audio purchase. Man, that's tough. Not even the Shark amp that I had blow up. That thing lasted me 2 years. I'm trying to think. A bad deal. You know what? I got one. When my first Solo X, over here, first Solo X went. I was gonna contact Kicker, but everyone kept telling me, oh yeah, the spares are gone, the spares are gone. They weren't. But I went to someone else, and it was down Georgia or Florida. This guy said that he knew how to repair speakers. He had a Solo X that had some tinsel lead damage, but he fixed it. Sent me pictures, this, that, and the third. Got it shipped to me. I paid like $140 or something, and then like $60 for shipping. So it wasn't too bad. Cheaper than a Recon from Kicker. It was $350. So long story short, it worked for about 6 days, and then the job that he did came undone. And I tried gluing it, and it didn't work. And long story short, I lost about $200 in just shipping. I got my money back, but man, that was a pain in the butt. So then I literally, I think I contacted Bill, and I was like, hey, do you guys have any spares? He was like, oh, well, you're going to have to call so-and-so. So I just called them, and they're like, oh, no, we don't have those anymore. Hold on a second. I waited for 10, 15 minutes. They come back on the phone. Oh, yeah, we got a couple in the basement. How many do you need? I'm like, just one. And then a few months later, Travis bought the rest. Kicker, high five, Vega. Single sub life. Need that shout out to Ohio Gen. Ohio Generator, man. They are the bee's knees. The original OG Ohio Generator alternator for a vehicle. From what I hear, they are the first ones that made it for a vehicle high output alternator. My buddy DJ actually just started working for them 5 weeks ago. Good friend of mine, comes to my shows and everything. They are awesome. If you guys need an alternator hookup, message me. I will give you a discount code. I'm a quad system guy, but get 212s. I have 212s. Right now they are a resistive load. I took them off of Kayla. Sorry, babe. I needed to wire down to half ohm to get some 1 ohm testing. So she's got a 15 CVR to hold her over. Kicker, KS 6x9s, all 4 doors, and KS 3.5s for dash. Oh, nice. Heck yeah, dude. You ain't playing around. I like them 3.5s, man. I got them in my air vents. No joke. There's MTX's shadow of itself in the 90s. Oh, for sure, man. I don't know if they got bought out. I would love to hear their story, man. That'd be someone to get on one of these podcasts between one of us guys to get MTX or someone from them to see what's going on, man. Because that jackhammer, whoo, man, you just got pimped. Wish the kicker key had more juice. Well, I mean, the kicker keys, I mean, the 200.4, the 180.4, whichever one you have, that's your 4-channel, and the 500.1. I think that does 500 at 1 ohm, and then it does less at 2 ohm, and respectively. It's more of a sound quality, you know, for the people that want to upgrade their JBL system in their Toyota RAV4, and they want a little bit more without the terrible all-pass filters that they put into the cars. So that's pretty much what they're for. And then you can even build off of that, use that key amplifier as your preamp, and then hook up an amplifier to it, and then boom, there's your power. That's what's cool about them. What do you think of the JY40s? They are awesome. They are very small, compact, lots of power. I think the only reason why I see below my battery voltage on full tilt clipping is because I have 1 run going to my Kicker 2400.1. I think if I had 2 runs of 1-aught, I don't think my voltage drop would be as low because I know I'm pulling more power, that I have more power to be pulled from. So, and I still need to meter that and clamp that and see what's going on. I think I'm pulling over 2400 watts now because I'm just, yeah. Amp will do 35. What would you recommend a 10-inch kicker comp for a Jeep Patriot? Amp, I'm guessing, or enclosure, I would say amp. Kicker comp's 150 RMS. I have one sitting over there. I would put a 300 watt amplifier on it, just because of rise, and then you can set it clean and set it and forget it, and you'll be good. If you would run the Kicker DX125.2 on there, you're going to see about 50 to 80 watts, and you might want a little bit more. And I have a video, and you can check it out. It's below the Kicker comp, and it took 150 to 200 all day, and it barely even got any kind of warm. So that's what I would put it on. If you have any other questions on what amp would work, if you have any ideas, smash a comment below, and I'll see what's going on with it. Let you know. Oh, I'm losing my track here. Why won't Kicker invite you to the rigged show? They did twice. One on the actual show, and then one with Rob, and we were all at home, and Kip was at his house. I know I want to get on there again. I'm ready. I'm all set up this time. A little better than the first time. First time I was nervous. I didn't want to talk in front of anyone. I'm talking like this the whole time. You know, I'm shaking. That's a little bit better now. But heck yeah, dude. I definitely want to get on. I'm going to have to be like, hey, Kip, come on. I'm ready. Tuesday, I call off work every Tuesday just to watch the Kicker show. Let's go. Kicker 200.4 slams my components, though. If you ever hear the Hyundai in person, you'll be impressed. Heck yeah, man. I mean, if you got 50 RMS going to each speaker you have in there, it's plenty enough, especially for your mids and highs, man. It makes or breaks the system. Head unit power, not enough. That's perfect. Do you like the JP amps, and would you consider using the dyno to test them? Yeah, the JP amps are awesome. Shoot, man, I heard from a sort of valuable source that they were Alfred, is it Alfred or Def Bonds parts or something like that? Don't quote me, but that's what I heard over Mecca over the weekend, and I'm like, oh, maybe. Might have misheard that, but awesome parts, and with Jake and JP and putting that together, man, I think you're going to get some quality stuff because they do, you know, make products for us 1%ers, and then the beginner bass heads, and then some. So yeah. I like how they have the clip detector with the voltage in the bass knob. That's pretty cool. They got built-in fans, stuff like that, the clear plexi on the back end. I think that's really cool. And the price, I mean, it's right in the middle of the road. It's not going to be super cheap. It's not going to be super expensive, and it'll do rated, and then some. Maybe a tad overrated. And he's waiting for the Kip Wink, and maybe they'll launch new 5 or 6 channels soon. Hey, you know what? If you want a 5 or 6 channel, check out the Marine line. I think they got 8 channels. Nuts. And decent amount of power for it, too. If the Kicker key gets to be 400 RMS, I'm there. I think the Kicker key, yeah, the 500.1 does 500 at 1. I was totally nervous. Same. It's like a legit show. It's like being on television, man. Bonds. Yes. So I was right. I heard correct. Hi-Fi is a natural, man. He's a talker. In person. Same. Would you recommend a 10-inch Kicker comp for a Jeep Patriot if I'm looking for some decent thump? Now, a Kicker comp 10, what that's going to do, that's going to fill in your low-end extension in your vehicle with your, say, stock speakers, or even if you have, you know, some kickers in the front, or we'll say stock. What that's going to do, it's going to give you more low end, but it's not going to give you that boomy bass. Not going to lie to you. Put on a meter, you'll do like a 130, 131 if you're lucky. And especially being in a Jeep Patriot, it's a fairly larger vehicle. It's an SUV, two-row. So it's going to sound better than what you had. I'll give you that. And for the price, it's going to last you, and you're not going to have to throw a ton of power on electrical upgrades to get that. Now, if you want to go a little bit more, I would suggest 210s or 212s, but then you're going to be losing trunk space, so it depends what you want. Hi-Fi Vega, I thought you were good. Hi, does Kicker sell rebuild kits for the older L7, L5 subs? I can't seem to find out. Okay, Kicker doesn't, but there's a way to fix certain ones. The L7s, you can fix the 12s and the 15s, but you need to salvage the surround, the cone, the basket, and the motor. So you have to literally take apart the top of the surround from the basket, cut out the spider, you ain't getting that off, cut out the spider, and then pull it out. And then you have to literally, on the back end of these kickers, they are glued all the way around, and it's a separate plastic part, and you have to pull that off. So then you have your cone and this plastic part. Then you have to take off the former and the coil that's burnt or whatever's wrong with it, and then replace it with a new coil and spider that they sell at speakersomething.com. I forget what it's called. I can maybe leave a link in the comments section when this video is over. My buddy Seth Duffy, he does them for me. I had an L7 I had repaired with a blown coil. He did it for me. It's going to cost you like $50 to $80 in parts for just the coil, the glue, the spider, stuff like that, and then the labor, having someone do it. but it's doable. But I know I had a buddy of mine ask me the other day, hey, my L3, I'm like, I don't know about an L3. I don't think they have anything smaller than a 2.5-inch coil for a kicker. Did kicker ever have base tubes? Like a bazooka tube? They do. They have the, I got it right over there, the base station back in the day. They had the 8, the 10, and the 12. The 8 right there, it says it's rated for 80 RMS. So I want to test that too, see how much power that little base station PS80 can actually do. Yeah, they actually did have base tubes. They have something like that now. They have like the loaded enclosure with the amplifier. The, I forget what it's called. It's got the grill on the front of it and a preamp or a built-in amplifier on the side of the box. Troy Underwood, Mr. Alpine himself. Is this the kicker show? This is the kicker show, actually. What's up, Troy? 25, yes. Wait, Troy, you're alive? I know, Troy's been pretty quiet recently. He's supposed to be governing the I Just Want to Bang Harder page, man. What's going on, buddy? Favorite B horror movie? Jeepers Creepers. Center console subwoofer boxes. Does anyone make them? Or do I have to make it custom made? I mean, custom is going to be the best way to do that. There was, I forget what company on the Kicker on Mash show, they do fabricated truck boxes underneath the seats. They might be able to do something for you there. But yeah, you're going to want to do custom yourself, especially for like a pickup truck and for like the kind of driver that you're running and stuff like that. You got 10 people in here. That's awesome. What's up, guys? Yeah, smash that like button. This is cool. I might do this more often. What do you do for your roof flex? Depends how bad your roof flex is, because sometimes if you get rid of roof flex, it can actually hurt your lows and hurt your score. But I think stripper pull is the best way to go with that when you're really loud. Sound dampening, and then I think that's like your first step with the roof flex, because you don't want to be driving down the road and hear all you hear, you know what I mean, metal slapping. That ain't great. And then next thing you know, it's starting to crack. What's up, Jeff? They have the cube, and it's pretty impressive. Oh yeah, they have. Is that? I don't think that has a I don't think it has an amplifier built into it, but it has that passive radiator, the QL78 or something like that. Any next time you launch an L7, send me this around. I'll make a clock out of it. I know I have an L7R waiting to do that. I wanted to practice it on this comp because I got it handed to me by my buddy at the stereo shop where we have our shows, and he's like, because I wanted the box, and he's like, oh yeah, take the box, man, take the sub with it. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's blown. I'm like, ooh, I can test on that. Because I want to be able to rebuild kicker subs myself and recone them for, you know, close friends of mine if I ever have a problem. You've been banned like 3 times, Troy. Come on, man. You know the deal. What are you doing here? I just watched Freaky Friday. Is it Freaky Friday? Freaky, yeah. Freaky Tonight on HBO Max with Vince Vaughn. It wasn't great, but it was a fun watch. I know, I just got that HBO Max because I had to watch the new Space Jam movie. I'll have to check that out. Who would win in a fight, Big D or Hi-Fi Vega? Be honest. You know what? Big D's got the Big D name for the reason, man. I think he might get Robert, but you know what? Rob might take a punch or two more than Big D, so it's whoever lands the punches first. What's up, Banging Camry? These hands and chin battle tested 25. I can't. Run Alpine, roof flex, problem solved. No, Alpine's gonna make your roof flex, man. I can't wait till I throw in my 2 MRP 500s. I just need 2 Alpine Type R12s, and I want the ones with the red logo in the middle. And that'll be fun. Hi-Fi Vegas sounds like, oh goodness. 25. I'm waiting for D4L to come in here and say it's rigged. We watching the first thing that looked decent. Hey. Awesome. Yeah, good show to watch is the or what is it called? The 100 on Netflix. It's a good show. It's older, but it's a good show. Awesome, man. Man, 40 minutes flew by in freaking 5 seconds. Damn. What is up, Troy? Still got 10 people up in the chat, man. This is pretty cool. I might do this more often. This is fun. You guys definitely make it happen too. I appreciate it. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys got any more questions, let me know. getting kind of late. I got to get the kids in bed. Kayla's going to kill me. But yeah, if you guys got any more questions, let me know quick. Got a couple more minutes here. Let's see. Watch Wu-Tang and American Story. I've heard of American Story. I heard that's good. Favorite L7 model? Mine is the silver and blue. That's the 2005 or 6 model, I believe. The silver with blue. I have a silver with silver. It's an L5. My favorite, though? Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I really like the 08 because that's what I started out with. Has a little kicker on the corners and corner. L7, it's like the first one they made that looked like the ones that they have now. Just no stitching and stuff like that. I really like those ones. That's why I'm not a huge fan on the kicker Q class. I mean, I know they have more X-Max, more power handling, but me personally, the look, not me. I like this. I like that look. And the new L7X is starting to grow on me, for sure. I do miss these things, though. Aren't these are cool. That's what when I first saw a kicker, I'm like, wow, it looks different, and it's square. That's cool. Favorite YouTube car audio show? Oh, come on, man. We got one of them in here already. Shoot, man. I mean, I started out with EXO, but I think who hasn't? Car Audio Fab, man, he is very thorough with everything. But if you want to know something, you'll find it there. Big D, same thing with the amplifiers, man. Very thorough with the amplifiers. You wanted to know the power, you will find it there. EXO is the funniest, man. That's like one of the guys that I can throw on, though, and my girl will sit there and watch it. You know what I mean? Because it's not just car audio, and he's a little crazy. I mean, I think that's an easy question right there. And he's a cool person. I met him at Slamology 2 years in a row, 18, 19. Super cool dude, and he's just as short as me. 10 people, 10 likes. Appreciate it, guys. Definitely I'll watch. Awesome, Troy. Can't wait for Kayla to come in and literally. Just keeping Bryson and Oakley quiet downstairs for me. I appreciate it. Scarface 1983 or Godfather. I've never seen Godfather, believe it or not. I've never seen it, but Scarface. Say hello to my little friend. Got to go with that one. Living Loud with Kayla. I was thinking about that and have her on here, man. Ooh, she's a hot tamale sometimes. She'll tell you the truth. And she'll tell you that you ain't loud, bro. She'll tell you. Q class does cost a lot. It's going to be close to the L7X prices, I think, too. Troy, can't wait till Andy gets his new L7s. I know, I definitely want to get, because I have the L7Ss, I want to get the L7X. I mean, we obviously have to wait until, January? And if anything else is coming, we're going to have to wait even longer, family. But I definitely want to grab them. That's their flagship woofer of the Solo X family. Gotta get it. And I'm thinking of either putting a 12 or a 15 on two CX1800s, one on each coil, or just two L7s and 12s, the L7Xs on one CX1800 each, just like how I have now on the L7Ss, but something that can take a little bit more of a beating than these L7Ss can. Ever try a stereo integrity subwoofer? No. Good brand. Heard of it. They've been around for a while. Dude, I have no experience. Sorry. They have, doesn't Stereo Integrity, don't they have a huge, 30-inch woofer or something like that? I swear they do. And Kayla invited her to Rolling Thunder. The trolls get trolled. Oh, she'll be trolling you, bro. I can't. And he gets the new L7X and blows out his back window. Man, you know what? That's the funniest thing. The back window is the number one question I always get with my car, especially when I had the trunk or the subwoofer in the trunk behind the back seats, and you could see the sub through the window, clear as day. Everyone's like, man, how many windows did you go through with this thing already? And it's like, I wish it worked that way. It's just all the trunk just flexes and the air releases, and it's going to be your front windshield that goes first before your back. But it's cool. I could be like, yeah, that's my third hatch. My neighbor, actually, he's on his freaking third hatch. He has two American base X Monsters on a Terramp 12K 0.5 ohm stabled version, wired at half ohm on a Brand X alternator with a limitless bank of, 40 amp or something like that. I'm not too sure, 40 or 80. and he's doing like a 53, 54 at 36, 38 hertz. I built the box. Well, I designed it. Buddy Andy Hayden built it, but I kind of had everything behind it, and he is freaking stupid loud. He keeps breaking literally the top hatches of his hatch, like where your hatch connects to the car. The little brackets right there literally keep breaking off of the vehicle. So yeah, he's on his second or third one, and it's broken. He just wants to sell the car. It's too loud. You might as well wall it off, you know. But awesome, man. This was definitely a good show. I'm probably just going to wrap it up. Still got 7 people on here, but hey, thank you guys for sticking around the whole time. And I had fun. This was just going to be a little test, but hey, we'll definitely do this more often. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys.